What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about MULN stock, Mullen Automotive. Just look at this chart. Since going public, Mullen stock has dropped over 98% of its share price. The stock is down 98%, so this must surely be a good time to buy. That is what social media is telling you, but social media has been lying to you about the potential of Mullen Automotive for months on end. And the stock has plummeted while Mullen insiders have gotten rich off the back of retail investors. Mullen's auditors have just resigned from the company only 1 month after doing the audit, and this comes as no surprise. Today we need to talk about corruption and fraud and how one of the major players in Mullen Automotive over the past 15 months has just been charged by the Department of Justice and the SEC for securities fraud and insider trading. If you are a Mullen investor, then you need to know this. Guys, I bring you the facts that other YouTube channels will not. I bring you the truth about stocks that other channels don't want you to know. Do a lot of research so that you don't have to. So if you enjoy my videos and want me to keep creating regular updates, then can I ask you to smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss out on any new content. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor, always do your own due diligence, I'm just bringing you the real news. This is not financial advice in any way, now let's get straight into it. On Friday after hours, Mullen Automotive filed a new 8K with the SEC. Now if you're watching this video then you are probably already aware of this. You are probably aware of the fact that Mullen's auditors have quit. They have decided that they want nothing more to do with Mullen Automotive only about 30 or so days after completing the audit. Now depending on where you get your information from, you may have been told that this is normal and nothing to worry about. But rest assured, there is nothing normal about this, and if you dig just a little below the surface, you will see that there is actually a lot to be worried about. Now I'm not going to go through this in huge detail, the 8K is short and self-explanatory. The auditors have resigned, and Mullen have said that there is no disagreements between the company and the auditor or reportable events that need to be disclosed. Now if you remember back to the audit report, Daskal Bolton did not contain an adverse opinion or disclaimer of opinion, nor was it qualified or modified as to uncertainty, audit scope or accounting principle. And it does say this right here in item 4.01. But the auditors did cover themselves with a list of disclaimers the likes of which I have never seen in an audit report. The auditors made Mullen include page after page after page detailing all the risks so that they would be able to give them an unmodified opinion. Look back at the annual report. There is less than a handful of pages to each section. Then 13 pages about the entire company from the time it was founded and right up to date, and a lot of these pages consist of just pictures and a little text. But then look at this, there is a whopping 22 pages of risks. That is 1/6 of the entire annual report being made up of listing all the dangers of this stock. Now there is a risk factor section on every annual report, this is not unusual. Usually it is fairly short, but taking up to 1/6 of the entire report is crazy, and this I feel is a major reason why the auditor is resigning and wants nothing more to do with Mullen. Now the auditors have given this reason for resigning as being because they are merging with another audit firm. But come on, think about this as a reason, it makes no sense. They are getting rid of a customer because they are expanding the business. How does that make sense? Cohen Resnick has announced the expansion on their website, saying we are thrilled to announce that the outstanding Daskal Bolton team has joined Cohen Resnick today, adding 250 people and 3 offices to our Florida presence. And look at their website. They are hiring. This is a firm that is hiring staff. They should be acquiring more clients, not resigning from the ones that they have. This makes absolutely no logical sense as a reason to resign. Again, when you use logic, of course they cannot come out and say anything about Mullen because they gave them a clean audit opinion like only 30 or 35 days ago. If they came out now and said something about Mullen, it would destroy the firm's credibility and there may be far worse consequences for them. But the timing of this is also incredible, because the resignation of the auditor comes within only 1 day of the SEC and the Department of Justice charging one of Mullen's main insiders with security fraud and 2 counts of insider trading. Turin Pizer was one of the largest holders of Mullen stock since Mullen went public. Mr. Pizer's company, Acutis Group's Holdings, has been one of only a handful of extremely influential insiders who had huge interest in Mullen, and I had my suspicions about the role of these investors for quite a long time. Back several months ago, I brought this to my viewers' attention to highlight some of the very serious revelations about Mullen Automotive stock. Now, Terran Pizer, who is the founder and CEO of OnTrack, faces charges of insider trading as federal prosecutors allege he made illicit stock sales in pre-arranged trades. Terran Pizer was indicted for allegedly engaging in an insider trading scheme in which he fraudulently used Rule 10b5-1 trading plans to trade OnTrack stock. Pizer has been charged with 1 count of security fraud and 2 counts of insider trading. In parallel action, the SEC on Wednesday announced civil insider trading charges against Mr. Pizer. Now, for anyone who does not realize the seriousness of these dealings, just look at the potential penalties for this, which I will get into in a moment. Pizer allegedly entered into the first trading plan in May 2021, shortly after learning that the relationship between OnTrack and insurer Cigna was deteriorating and that the customer had expressed serious reservations about continuing its contracts with the tech company. Now look at the dates here. This is going back to May 2021 and it's only coming into the public eye now in March 2023. But Cigna began significantly reducing the numbers. Cigna cut the number of patients that it referred from several thousand members per month to approximately 50 members per month, thereby substantially reducing OnTrack's potential billings to Cigna. Mr. Pizer allegedly entered into the second 10b5-1 trading plan approximately 1 hour after OnTrack's chief negotiator for the Cigna contract confirmed to him that the contract likely would be terminated, and Pizer allegedly began selling shares of OnTrack on the very next trading day after establishing each plan. On August 19, 2021, just 6 days after Pizer adopted his plan, OnTrack announced the customer had terminated the contract and OnTrack stock declined more than 44%. So think about this. He knew what was coming. He knew that the stock would crash. So with this insider knowledge, he began dumping his stock as quickly as possible before the public became aware of this. This is one of the most illegal things that insiders can possibly do, and he faces serious consequences. Now look at Mullen stock for the past month. The stock has been on a serious decline, going from near 50 cents down to just 22 cents. Then look at these 2 filings that came on the 15th and 16th of February. This was Mr. Pizer completely cashing out of Mullen Automotive. As we can see here with the filing, that's one Terran Pizer, and the other filing from Michael Wachs, which is Isauza Holdings. They have completely dumped all their Mullen stock. You can see that here on Fintel, change percentage minus 100%. These figures aren't correct, by the way, 29 million and 19 million shares. Looking at a filing from a few months ago when the common stock was at like 1.3 billion, you can see that these 2 groups had nearly 200 million shares between them. So finally, if convicted of criminal charges, Pizer faces a maximum penalty of 25 years in prison for securities fraud charge and 20 years in prison for each of the insider trading charges. That is 20 years for each of these charges. That is a long time in prison, but this guy does have a long history, which I have spoken about before, going back into the 90s and 2000s. And I have also spoken about the history of David Michery, Terran Pizer, and of course Michael Wachs. These are all the key players in bringing Mullen public in 2021 and overseeing one of the biggest stock dilutions that I have ever seen. Guys, if you would like me to make an update video about all of this, about Michael Wachs, about Terran Pizer, and about the history of David Michery and what he is doing at Mullen and how he has done the exact same thing several times before being ousted from companies, then drop a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and tell me if you want to see a video about this. I know a lot of you investors are seriously down after the stock has dropped so much in the past few months, so if you'd like me to make another update, then just let me know. Some of the stuff that I have uncovered about Mullen Automotive and its management over the past 12 months has been nothing short of incredible. Now, as I said a moment ago, it's very interesting that both of these guys' companies, Terran Pizer's Aquitas Holdings and Michael Wachs' Isauza Holdings, have both ditched their entire positions in Mullen in the past 2 weeks after overseeing more than 7,000% dilution in 14 months. Actually, come to think of it, I think it's far more than 7,000% now. Like Mullen went public back in November 2021 with outstanding shares of about 20 million. And by the end of 2022, David Michery & Co had diluted shareholders by up to the maximum of 1.69 billion shares. And we can see that here from Mullen's 14A filing on November 25th, 1.659 billion. But it has not stopped there. Since Mullen got their vote over the line for the reverse split and dilution last month, the dilution scheme is back in full flow, with another 200 million shares of dilution within the last few weeks. Look at this, as of a 13G filing on March 1st, Davis Rice Limited is now the company's largest shareholder, with 178 million shares. This is being exactly 9% of Mullen stock. Do a quick calculation of this. If 178 million shares is 9% of Mullen stock, this means that the current outstanding shares of Mullen now stands at 1.98 billion shares. That is more than 200 million shares in just a few weeks. And now that Mullen has been given the go-ahead to dilute up to 5 billion shares, there is going to be massive scale dilution in the coming months. Mark my words, there is going to be a lot of dilution in 2023. Now, of course, if you want a more detailed view about the influence that Terran Pizer has had at Mullen over the past 14-15 months since the company went public, then check out this video. There is a link to this in the description below. So guys, what did you think of that? And what do you think will happen with Mullen stock over the course of 2023? Remember to check out my MULN playlist. There is so much information about this company that every single investor or potential investor needs to know about MULN stock. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I have not done any price predictions in this video, but I think that the stock is only headed in one direction. Of course, this is not financial advice. This is just me bringing you the latest news and my opinion and evaluation of the facts. I am not a financial advisor and I feel that everyone should do their own due diligence. If you enjoy my content and the fact that I bring you the facts that other channels don't want you to know about, then help the channel and smash the thumbs up. And remember to vote on what video you would like to see next. As always, I do try to respond to all comments, and whatever is voted for, I will make a video about. If you are not a member of the Discord community, then check this out and talk to me about what you think of any stocks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.